On a cold grey afternoon on a Friday in Woolwich, we're standing opposite the place where a young British soldier was hacked to death. Soon after the brutal slaying took place, the media were there interviewing people in the aftermath of the shock. Now the dust has settled a little, it's time for us in the black community to step forward and voice our views as to where do we go from here. Here are some things to consider. Why do we as black people feel bad when another black person commits an atrocity and it's broadcast in the news? Why do we feel it's necessary for us to distance ourselves from the individual? How is it possible for other communities to influence and recruit our young people whilst we have difficulties holding on to them and recruiting them for our own struggles? Who are we? Why have we allowed and continue to allow others to define who we are? Multinational oil company Shell recently boasted a £9.8 billion profit from its oil explorations in the Niger Delta. Why don't young brothers get upset with information like that? That's information that affects black people. That's our land where we're dying day after day. How did you feel when you found out it was a black person that had taken the life of a white soldier?
To me, it wasn't about the colour thing. I'm not really seeing if it's black or white. It's just the fact that someone could come and just take someone's life in such a horrific way. There's a school nearby. My children go to school up here. People walking by at daylight. That alone was enough. I don't really know about the colour thing. To me, it's not the issue of colour, and I think everyone should remember that. It's not about race. It's more about the actions of another human towards another human. I don't think that we should bring religion into it. At the end of the day, we're all people. We should see each other as people. That's it. Look after each other. What more can I say?
What do you feel about the situation that's happened here?
It's shocking. It's really shocking, and it is scary to think that something like this could happen, like right on my doorstep. And although like everyone's saying it's a terrorist attack, and you know, because the guy was a Muslim, he's a Muslim, and all of that kind of stuff, is it like, I wonder, is it really a terrorist attack, or is it him trying to express himself?
Why do you think it's so easy to recruit and influence them from other communities?
I think it has a lot to do with upbringing, to be honest. Because, for example, like my mother, obviously a Christian lady, brought me up quite well, and I'm not easily swayed or easily influenced by things that are going on, but for them, they may have been lacking some sort of authority or some sort of figure, and they found it in that religion.
To me, to be honest, when I saw it, I was like, why did it have to be black? To be perfectly honest, I'll keep it so real. I was like, why did they have to be black boys committing these atrocities? As if we didn't have enough problems already, you know, for it to be that. It's like it kind of set us back a lot. In my personal opinion, it set us back a lot, and I wouldn't say, you know, me personally, yeah, you have feelings of guilt as well, but also of just anger for these like boys, you know, British born, if I'm led to believe, they spoke with London accents, you know, British born, to take it upon themselves to do something like that, you know, it makes me just feel like, well, you know, there's a failure that's taken place there.
Well, it's not the right thing for anybody to commit any crime. And most especially, you can see that most of these crimes being committed, knife, guns, is being carried out by black people most of the time. But I see no reason why black people should do that. We're here to earn our living, so therefore we don't have to make people very, very uncomfortable all the time.
There's been a lot of experiences on Facebook. People are not being very nice on there. They've said some things that I've been shocked by about race, and it's not to do with race. Also, my friend's experience going on the bus and someone's told her that she'd go back to her own country, all in light of what's happened lately. And I just think people need to remember about the family, that they've lost someone, about how it affects us all, how we should be looking after each other and not just fighting against each other.
Ever since we've landed here, it's always as though other communities have defined who we are. Why do you think that's been able to be possible?
I think it has a lot to do with history, because we've never been in charge of ourselves. From way back we've had slave masters, and from slave masters we've just had other masters, and society's allowed to dictate how we live and what we do.
The UK is so synonymous with America, to be perfectly honest, and I think we are many years behind them. I mean, they had, I know, it had its ups and downs as well, but they had a movement at one point. They had the Black Panther movement, they had something that was really like powerful for black people, to feel part of something, yeah? And, with the whole civil rights movement in America, it was something that was needed. Now, I'm not saying things are as extreme here, but let's be perfectly honest, like, there is, still these things we have in society. As much as, everywhere's multicultural, we still have these things where, certain black people might not feel on an even keel, or in reality, we might not actually even be on an even keel with, let's say, our white counterparts.
But that's not jihad. It's not a real Muslim. It was converted not quite long. A good Muslim should respect other people's feelings. You should not hurt anybody. You're not supposed to kill with gun or knife. It's not in the Quran to kill. It's never done so. All right? That's not jihad. You can see in this country, immediately something happened, the killing happened, they sent down policemen to guide the mosque and other things like that. But that's not jihad. That's not jihad. Nobody sent you to go and do that. I don't think it's normal. It's not normal at all.
I couldn't tell you the reason. I don't know. I'm not really deeply religious. I believe in something, but I'm not really deeply religious, so I can't really say. I don't know why people choose to listen to things like that and then act on it. What happened to just being people and just living together? That's it. Okay. I don't know what else to say about it.
Okay. Recently, Shell boasted a £9.8 billion profit from its oil explorations in the Niger Delta. Our young men don't seem to get upset about stuff like that, but they'll go and take up other people's wars. What do you think causes that kind of disconnection?
I think a lot of it is to do with the media. For example, this Shell, with their money making and how they're polluting waters and people are dying from it, we don't hear about it as much as we hear about the wars in Iraq or the wars in Afghanistan.
For one, I mean, like I say, a lot of people that live here might not be so clued up with affairs that are going on, in Nigeria. To be perfectly honest, so I mean that might have one might be a factor to do with it. But in terms of it, I don't know. I just feel like maybe, again, like I say, maybe not enough coming together. Okay. Not enough coming together. Not enough sort of like looking out for our own in a sense, And that, to be fair, has been a common factor, for black people, for a while.
Regarding the Niger Delta issue, BP used to give them a lot of money, but their leaders in that community always pocket the money. So they don't give it to the necessary people, they don't share it for them. That's the problem. We have some bad leaders in that country. From the president to the vice president, ministers, all of them are rogues. They like to loot the treasury. When they loot the treasury, they bring the money down to Europe and America and Asia and Arab countries. So BP used to give them a lot of money, but the leaders of the community always pocket the money.
Do you think any of the things that he said had any validity?
In terms of justifying what he did, no, I don't believe that an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth is the way to go about it, because you've just gone and killed a soldier that was innocent. He wasn't doing anything at all to them, and he's just gone and killed him. But in terms of what he was saying about the government and the government being corrupt and the government not caring, and David Cameron's not going to be the one that's going to be shot down in the street, it's going to be an innocent bystander. It was very true. It was very true.
To be perfectly honest, I fail to see what that point is. I really do. Yeah, there are many atrocities happening up and down the world right now as we speak. Yeah, probably some a lot more barbaric than what's taken place here on Wednesday, yeah? But, for him to take it upon himself, to do that to a defenseless man because of killings that are happening in a country that's not even his heritage, not that that should matter, because injustice is injustice at the end of the day, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, the black people are very, very living uncomfortable now, because why? Black two stupid black people killed innocent guy going on his own. Well, what I see and what I believe, the British government should bring those two guys back here and let them be slaughtered the way they slaughtered the innocent soldier. So that's what I believe. That's what she should do. They should bring two of them back here and get them slaughtered. That's all.
You lot got fucking off out of Woolwich.
You just trying to say so, Yeah. You just trying to say so. That's right. Yeah. It's not. It's not their fault. Yeah.